Hi everyone, Andrew Van Leeuwen from Speed Cafe here, joined by my new colleague, Stefan Bartholomaeus. We're on the ground in Symmons Plains in the northern Tasmania. It's kind of a bit cold, maybe not as cold as everyone was predicting. There's some pretty tasty storylines out there as we're headed into the weekend, and we want to have a bit of a chat about that. Firstly, Stefan, how are you going?
New colleague, but old friends. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. So, as I just flagged, there's actually some kind of really exciting storylines based purely around car speed heading into this weekend. We've sort of been through a period where we've seen Triple Eight stumble by their standards, which is still obviously going okay, but not dominating. WAU, just behind us, they've come on strong, but are they quick on the super soft tyre? Give us your best guess. What are we going to see at Symmons Plains this weekend?
Well, the most exciting thing is we really don't know, because this is Triple Eight territory. They have been so strong here for such a long period of time, but they aren't the form team at the moment. These guys behind us, Walkinshaw, Andretti United, they're really in form, but as you say, the super soft tyre, they're pretty nervous about how it's going to shake out tomorrow.
It's been interesting. We've seen two teams test. So Triple Eight, they took their test day. They basically sort of held a test day back, I guess, for a while, and after Sydney, starting to question, did we hold on to this too long? They've done that now. Can that lead to the upswing in form? At the same time, WAU have had a chance to test. They ran a rookie day at the Bend for Ryan Wood. Could any of that have a bit of an influence on what we see this weekend?
It definitely could. We've seen plenty of times in the past that Triple Eight, if they've had a bit of a lull, a mid-season test can help them turn it around. Obviously, these days with the Gen 3 cars, the hardware is all the same, but there's a big difference in terms of how you use that hardware, the tools in the toolbox, as they talk about, and finding solutions on how to go fast with what you've got. So they would have no doubt learnt a lot from that test day. But Walkinshaws have been on track too, out at the Bend, doing a rookie test with Ryan Wood and a bit of tyre testing for supercars. So yeah, we'll see how it actually shakes out on track.
Outside of the kind of title contenders, and we're talking about, that two Triple Eight drivers, Will Brown still leading the way, Chaz Mostert has sort of really inserted himself in that fight in the last couple of rounds. But we've also seen both Tickford drivers in form recently. We've seen Matty Payne from Grove Racing in form. And we've kind of had the DJR guys just scoring. They just sort of keep rocking up and scoring at the back end of the top 10. Not always spectacular, aside from Davo's pole in Sydney. Two off-contract drivers, a team that's kind of there or thereabouts. There's probably maybe a little bit of pressure on both sides of that garage, where they're going to want to start performing as we sort of head into contract and silly season.
Definitely a lot of interest, at least externally, on that. And a place like this, if you're a couple of tenths off your teammate, you're going to be a long way behind them on the grid. So plenty of pressure there. And you talk about how many fast forwards there's been in the last few rounds. But again, this place, if Triple Eight is good here, Premier will probably be quite good here with that technical alliance. And we saw the Matt Stone Racing Camaros really fast here last year. So Nick Percat has had a pretty good season so far. So we'll see if they're amongst it too.
There hasn't actually been a Ford win here since, I think, 2019, when Scott McLaughlin won in what was an all-conquering Gen 2 Mustang. So that's it will genuinely be fascinating to see whether the Ford form we've seen keeps going, or whether this really will be a case of the Chevy teams coming back really hard. It'll be great to watch. You can, of course, watch it all across the weekend on Fox Sports and KO, and you can keep up with all the latest news at speedcafe.com.